You're about to see a floor plan that opens up so well, and on the second floor, they have this game room with a pitch ceiling and a media room right off of it. Stay tuned for the rest. Hey everyone, Raj Sahu here, realtor in Austin, Texas, back with another model home walkthrough. Today we're going through the Asher 2 plan with WestinHomes. This plan is over 3,500 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom, and does have a 3-car garage. And as you can tell, when you first walk in, you have this spiral staircase, you have open to second story everywhere, you have that spiral design in the ceiling. There are so many great features of this home. But like usual, we're gonna go right out to the main living area to show you the kitchen, living room, and that breakfast nook in the back. Right away, you can see some great design upgrades that they've done here. The waterfall island, the designer vent hood, and this fireplace, and which has tile work that goes all the way up to the ceiling in a chevron pattern. And of course, we have open to the second story in this living room. Love all the windows too that they did here. It, as you can tell, brings in a lot of natural light to the point where, you know, my camera's not even exposing properly for those top windows. This is a great main living area. I like the flow between the spaces. The kitchen is very large. I love this huge island. Only thing I would mention here is the design for this. They kept everything plain, like white cabinets, white countertop. Pretty much the only contrast that I'm seeing is the hardware on the cabinet. So what I found that people do that looks amazing is they turn this designer vent hood maybe a different color that contrasts this kitchen. And then the other option you could do is pick a countertop on the island or everywhere that has more veins in it. If you have something that has a stark veining of it that's a different color, whether that's black or a gray, I think that would look great. And that's where I find paying that cost to do the waterfall option, which is usually a custom option with most builders. I think that would look great. So obviously you can do that if you're able to pick your own design. And then this is the pantry. Only critique I would have is the pantry, when you open the door, it does cover this space. So to get to something there, you gotta kind of open the door, go in, then close the door. It might be a little bit annoying. So I felt like that was a little bit of an awkward layout. And then across from the pantry, we do have the laundry room, which they did a build out here. A lot of builders, this would be, of course, an upgrade. There's lots of different upgrades in here. And then this is a door into the owner's closet. So we'll come back around to the owner's suite and I'll show you that door again, but obviously so you don't have to take your laundry across your house, you can just go through that door from your owner's closet. And then moving along to the living room area, I like how this is symmetrical, meaning there's a fireplace in the middle, you have cabinets on either side. I've found other living rooms are a little bit more awkward where when you do the fireplace, the TV has to kind of go off to the side, and it's a little bit odd to do that based on how the couch is laid out. I think here it makes sense. And then I think a lot of people are cautious to put their TV above the fireplace. You see that there's an outlet there for it. So other Westin plans, you're just not far enough away from that TV that would be pretty high up on the wall. So unless you want like a crank in your neck looking up at that TV, you want to be a pretty far away. And I think that, you know, what I was giving you a visual of is this TV is a little bit farther away from this couch compared to other plans that I've seen with Westin. And then you do open up to the second story, which that is the game room, which we'll see later on in the video. Let's head over to the breakfast nook area and then head outside. Yes, this breakfast nook area is a little bit tight. There is a separate dining room, so you don't have to use this for dining. But with that being said, I do find a lot of buyers feel that this is tight because once you take a chair out, somebody's sitting here, it's difficult to kind of get in and out of your owner's suite, difficult to get in and out of your patio door like we're doing here. So I wish that there was an option to extend that breakfast nook area. We will see if there are options once Westin allows more to be built options, meaning you can pick all your options. Right now, it's pretty much been all inventory homes. And so the flow of this space, what you're seeing, most of it is what you'll be getting. So hopefully that is something that they'll provide as an option if you want that additional bump out in that breakfast nook area. And then while we head outside here in the patio, this is actually one of the bigger patios that Westin offers. I've seen a lot of like 10-foot by 10-foot pads, and this is a little bit wider, which is nice, especially when you're in a community like this. We are in Provence, which is in West Austin. It's actually right on the border of kind of like Dripping Springs, Bee Cave, and Lakeway are all close by suburbs, and it is beautiful out here. There's some topography, there's a lot of development, and it's 15 minutes from Hamilton Pool. And that place is beautiful. It's a pool preserve, so it's like a natural pool. They have like a waterfall off some rocks. You can do hiking there, and it's absolutely gorgeous. In fact, if you Google it, Hamilton Pool in Austin, Texas, you'll find some great pictures. And now we're in the owner's bedroom. I love this double tray ceiling. I think there's so much you can do here where I've had people put like lighting in there, aftermarket, of course, within the double tray, so it kind of shines up at the ceiling. I've had people do design elements kind of similar to what's on this wall, but maybe like a different color to draw your eyes upward when you come into this bedroom. So many different things that you can do when you have that double tray ceiling. It's not easy to do a double tray ceiling aftermarket, or almost impossible because the cost doesn't make sense. So I like that Westin does that. And then you just saw a great sliding door. I think that there's a lot of utility having that sliding door there. Otherwise, it kind of cuts into the bedroom or cuts into the bathroom, and a sliding door does neither. And then in the owner's bathroom, I love this tile wall that they did on the side. It would be very expensive to do that with the builder, but take a look at how that like lights up this room, and it's a good feature, I think, to have on the wall, especially that tile. I think is great. This is an interesting freestanding tub. I don't think I've seen a rectangular one that kind of juts out like that, so that's unique. And then taking a look at the walk-in shower on this side, I think when you have a walk-in shower that has 3 walls like this, putting the tile all the way up to the ceiling is a great idea. Of course, we're going to do that in a model home. They don't spare any expense when building these, but I think that that's good for resale when you have an enclosed space like that. It does make it feel bigger, and I think that that's important. And then we have 2 different closets. So this would be one of the smaller closets that's right next to the owner's shower. And, good amount of room in here when we talk about 2 different closets. The other one, though, is much bigger. And then this is the closet that does connect to the laundry room, which is that door on the right side, which I'll open up here in a second. And this one's a little bit longer. It's on the back of the bathroom. And what I always say is, if you're not satisfied with the space within a closet, usually making that space more functional then is the solution. And there are a lot of aftermarket third-party providers that you can use. Again, this is the laundry room access. And a lot of those companies that do closets and specialize in it, sometimes they can get better pricing than the builder. How much of a discount, it really depends on the builder that you're working with and what type of materials you're using. But sometimes if there's savings, it makes sense to do it aftermarket, meaning not with the builder and after closing, especially with the amount of options that are out there to do that closet build out. One thing to keep in mind, the more work you do aftermarket, it tends to get you better pricing. So if you do the owner's closet and you do the laundry room cabinet build out, sometimes it can get you better pricing. So I think it makes sense to game plan and figure out what you're gonna bundle and do aftermarket. And then here's a great look at that dining room. I love the designs that they did on the wall and the wainscoting and this light fixture. And check out the ceiling height and that design they did there. That looks amazing. I think when you first walk in here, it definitely catches your eye. Of course, I walked past this, and so you couldn't really see this dining room when you walked in visually, but I was able to see it. It's one of the first things that kind of popped out. And then I love that spiral staircase in the back. So if you are a dining room person and you do like having, I don't want to say formal dinners, you just like everybody sitting, family, friends, maybe around the holidays, you really like utilizing this room, I think it's a great floor plan, because a lot of floor plans have kind of gotten away from that formal dining room. They usually combine it with the living room space, but we'll see if that comes back. And then here's a good look at the study, which is next to the dining room. I'm not sure I put cabinets on the right side. As you can tell, that door doesn't kind of go all the way back because it gets cut off by the cabinets. But I do like, again, the ceiling height, the windows, the natural light that's coming here. Plantation shutters, by the way, which you see there on the windows, are very expensive, especially in this current market due to supply chain disruption. I just had somebody quote it, and it was unbelievable price, where, it was almost like the cost of a car just to put blind plantation shutters on windows. But they've always been fairly expensive. I just think they're more expensive now due to supply chain. And then we're gonna head upstairs there in a second. I think I just have a powder bath down here and a bedroom to show. But as you can tell, it opens up so well. So if you didn't get that visual when you first walked in, it really hits you that the whole space is just very tall ceilings, very open concept. And then I like this powder bathroom, that the location for it. I'm seeing some powder bathrooms get fit very close to the front door, meaning it's like right off of it, like you can see it when you walk in the front door. I like that it's a little bit tucked away and that it's away from the owner's bedroom, which I find is another place where a lot of powder bathrooms go, and then people can kind of see your owner's bedroom while going to the powder bath. Maybe not the best fit for it there. And then this is the second bedroom down. So if you have I always say parents staying with you, you want them to have a good sized bedroom with lots of natural light coming in here. I think the size is fairly standard. I wouldn't say that this was, very big or very small, but I love the windows that are on that wall. It really does a great job of bringing in a lot of natural light. And then this is the in-suite full bathroom. I like the design here. I'm questioning the size of this. So I'm gonna go in here and you tell me what you think about this size. I don't know if you can see this, but it's kind of like 2.5 tiles wide. I mean, I can bring out my elbows, but I'm not the biggest guy. But definitely, like, if I extended my arms out even a little bit, it did hit that wall. So maybe something you gotta experience for yourself, but let me know what you think, if that's too small or adequate. Okay, let's head upstairs from here, and while we're heading upstairs to check out that game room, media room, I have to say I've been looking at a lot of stairwell designs because I have a lot of people who built from scratch recently now that that's starting to open up. And an option is that end cap that's white is to make that wood, and if you're trying to save some money, just do carpet on the stairwell and then possibly do something aftermarket. And what I've had people do is they don't want the end cap to be white with carpet. They want it to have that wood feel, and I think that that's an option where it would change the trim to wood. And I should say that's an option with other builders. So until we can get build from scratch back with Westin, I don't think you're gonna have too much in options, or you're not gonna have any. They build out the home with all the different upgrades that they choose, and then it's just kind of like a take it or leave it option. But we'll see if that changes in the near future. And then of course we're in the game room. I love how it opens up so well, where you have the living room down there, you have the dining room on the side. The good news is it feels open. There's a lot of natural light coming in. The bad news is if this is like a play area, I would tell you that you could probably hear that throughout the house because everything is so open, like I keep saying. And I think that that's something you got to think about. For some people, they use the media room then maybe as a play area because you can enclose that space. But if you need the game room for that and the media room's more of like a hangout, couch, and a TV area, just keep that in mind. There's a good and there's a pro and a con to having a very open concept house. And then this, of course, is the media room. I love this quote on the side, "We're not in Kansas anymore." And it's a quote from 2020. I thought that was so good. And I like the build out that they did in here. I don't know if I'd pick this couch. I mean, this is a pretty big couch for this small of a space. And I actually feel like it's making the space feel smaller. And I think you're right up against the TV. So I think this is a tough one. If you put the TV on the back wall when you first walk in, then you have to kind of put a couch sideways, and that might, I don't even know how that would work. So I think it's an interesting space, but I wouldn't do the cabinet build out, and you'd probably have to go with the smaller couch to make that space make sense. And then we have 2 more bedrooms to go through. Again, downstairs there were 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a study, a dining room, and then that very open living room, kitchen, breakfast nook area. On this side, we have a couple bedrooms, and I like that this is private from the media room, where you would expect to have quite a bit of sound. By the way, a lot of people ask me about protecting sound from media room. There are acoustic foam panels that you can get that are made to absorb sound. A lot of people ask what they can do with the builder, and some builders offer insulation for a specific room. It does get pretty pricey, but not something you want to do aftermarket and pull off drywall. And so I find that acoustic foam panel is a great idea to do just aftermarket if you did not want to pay the cost of installation with the builder, or in this case, like Westin does inventory homes, they're not going to do the installation on the interior walls. It's usually only on the exterior walls. And then this is a Jack and Jill full bathroom that is in between both bedrooms. I like that they put that that tile all the way up to the ceiling. Not sure if that's necessary on a spare bathroom, meaning for resale, you're usually going to have that bathroom, the curtains closed. And by the time a buyer who's walking your home gets up here, they probably already made their decision on whether they're going to buy or not, because definitely they're either emotionally bought in or they're not. A spare bedroom, bathroom's not going to throw them off. That is, unless it's on the first floor. So I found actually now that millennials have emerged as the primary buyer. Now that millennials are reaching peak earning years, millennials have parents, right? A lot of them, are looking for homes that they can situate their parents on the first floor. So I'm actually finding that spare bedroom, bathroom on the first floor does play a factor. A lot of people are taking out their measuring tape, wondering, how big is this? Is this going to be suitable for my parents? And so that's why I think that spare bedroom, bathroom on the first floor is going to play more of a factor. And that's why I walked into that walk-in shower. So I'm wondering, is this big enough, or is this going to fit my mom and dad? I don't know. It seemed pretty tight, but something I would definitely look for. And then for this bathroom, of course, there's only one bathroom on the second floor, so you need accessibility from the hallway. It does have a separate door from the hallway. So that other bedroom door does need to be closed for that door to kind of open. Otherwise they hit each other. So just keep that in mind if you're ever looking to buy this plan. Different things that I would want to know if I was buying this home. And so if you like this Westin model home, click on the thumbnail that's appeared on your screen. That will take you to another Westin model home that has a great layout. And then if you watched the video this far, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more model home walkthroughs. And if you are looking at real estate around the Austin area, my info is in the description of this video. Happy to help. Take care.